Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Rift's World Book 12, Psyscape. Now, this is an introduction video, so I'm going to talk about Psyscape. Now, I'm not going to talk about everything in this book. It's too dense. There's too much. I'm going to talk about Psyscape, what it is, why it is, and what it does. That's basically it. I want to talk about the Federation magic. No, we're not going to do that. We're going to talk about Psyscape. That's what we're going to talk about. So let's talk about it.
If you want Federation Magic, beg him for. Oh, you need to be up here. Beg him for another video in the future.
There it is. Beg.
I know. I'm just like, get on your knees and grovel before Heathen Dog.
Grovel. Kneel before Zod. No, okay. Okay. So first, we have to talk about why Psyscape can exist. The reason it even had a chance to become a place or an idea or whatever, and that is the Synex entity.
So hold on. So I was really confused when I was doing the background stuff for the book. The preliminaries for this episode today. I was like, wait a minute, this is a world book, not a source book. So this is a realm unto itself, right?
No, yeah. Psyscape exists partially on Earth and partially in the astral plane. So technically it's in both and neither. Don't worry, we're going to get there. We're going to get there. But first we have to talk about the Synex entity because this thing makes it all possible. The Synex entity, also known as the Psychic Nexus, Psynex, get it? Synex, it's not a leap, is a creature of pure psychic energy that has attached itself to a normal ley line nexus. It has all the characteristics and functions of a normal nexus point, but is also a living psionic being of immense power. Think of it like this. When the rifts erupted, it attracted this psionic energy being, and it saw these nexi as really great chairs, right? This is a home. I'm gonna build a house here. This is gonna be great. Merged with the nexus point, it doesn't say if it's permanent or not, or if it can leave if it want to. It doesn't say either way, but let's just say it doesn't want to, so it stays. And so now it acts very much like a millennium tree. And we've spoken about millennium trees on this channel before. They are giant magical trees that are sentient to a point that is sentience by our definition, but not any kind of sentience we can fully understand. It's very much like that. Millennium trees can control the nexus point that they're growing on and all the ley lines that are attached to. The Synex being can do the same thing. The millennium tree can sometimes interact with people that it is quote unquote protecting. The Synex being can do the same thing. Now, the millennium tree can give leaves and sticks and twigs and trunks and whatever for armor and weapons. The Synex entity doesn't do that because it doesn't have a physical body, so it can't really give you all that stuff. But it is, for the most part, considered beneficent. It is considered to be a good guy, even though, just like a millennium tree, sometimes it'll just watch and let you die because it thinks on a different level than mortals do. I'm not saying it's better. I'm not saying it's worse. I'm just saying it's different. Same as the millennium tree, same as the Synex entity. It thinks differently. It has different priorities. And sometimes saving a bunch of school children is not priority today. You can't judge it because you don't understand it. And it was this entity that either purposefully drew psionic beings on the planet toward it, or psionic beings just attracted to it because it is a giant psionic powerhouse entity, right? Either way, this is what happened. A lot of psychics that emerged after the coming of the rifts, lots of people became magic and psychic at that point, were drawn to the nexus where Synex was located.
It was the free brain massages.
Maybe so. And the confluence of all of these psionic people together, they decided to make a home here because they were drawn here. So here's good. And the Synex entity, like I said, like the millennium tree, can mitigate ley line storms and nexus portals and stuff like that. So this was actually during the Great Cataclysm. This was a very safe place to be. No random storms, no random rifts opening willy-nilly everywhere. No. It's very calm here. Well, calm comparatively to the rest of the world, comparatively. Very calm, pretty damn safe. So they built a place. And over time, they realized what the psionic entity was, what it had done, and that it's not inherently bad. So they started subconsciously communicating with each other, but psionically communicating to each other through dreams.
Oh
And
God.
well, yeah, I know. I mean, this is riffs, right? I mean, as I'm reading this the first time, I'm like, when's the other shoe gonna drop? This thing is obviously secret evil, right? Obviously, because this is riffs. Human beings get kicked in the ding ding. That's how it works.
Yep.
So this thing's gonna go bad. It's gonna break bad pretty quick, but it never did.
Oh,
Which
spoiler.
yeah, Kevin, you messed up. This thing's supposed to be secret evil.
You
It's
messed
supposed to
up
be
by
secret
not killing everybody. What?
Exactly. You messed up by making riffs a happy place. Shut up. No, that's not working. So anyway, so the Psynex entity and the people who now live on it or near it started communicating with each other. The psionic mortals who gravitated there started learning more and more about what it is to be psionic from a being that is pure psionic energy. So it's a good deal. They became very strong, and the kids who were born in the area of the nexus point where the psionic entity resides have a much greater chance to be psionic. So much so that after several generations, almost every kid born in the area is psionic to some degree. From lesser to master, doesn't matter, psionic to some degree. And because of the connection and kind of teaching of the psionic entity, they're better psionics than are found anywhere else in the multiverse.
How close is this to coalition territory?
Oh, far. This is in the like deep magic zone. Coalition doesn't go here anyway.
Okay.
So that's a really good segue to actually what we want to talk about is Psyscape, the city. Now, like I told you before, the psionic creatures of the planet, mostly human, came to the Psynex entity because they were drawn to it or called to it. It's not clear. And then they built a city because this place is relatively safer than every place else on the planet because of the whole erupting nexus things. This one's under control. Now, after a while communicating with the psionic entity, they kind of got what I would categorize as a symbiotic relationship. The psychics who live there defend the area from beings that would try to defile or control whatever the psionic entity, and in return the psionic entity gives back. Sometimes gives people flashes of danger, sometimes communicates with everyone in their dreams. But also what it did was it was able to take the city of Psyscape, the built city on or near the node, and shift it very slightly out of our plane of reality into the astral plane. This is the same astral plane that psychics go to when they astrally project. It's not a different universe. It's more like a pseudo dimension that only exists connected to ours, but still is technically separate. So the city is both on Earth and not at the same time. Now, the benefits of this are quite a lot. One is physically from Earth, the city cannot be attacked. If you want to attack the city, you got to be in it. Cannot be attacked from Earth. Can't. It's intangible. Only psychics can see it. And then only as an outline of a skyline, of the cityscape, of the skyscape skyline. You only see it as an outline.
Since it's near, well, it's on a nexus and it's dealing with ley lines and so forth, can mages sense it at all?
No, you have to be
Really?
psychic.
That's weird.
Yeah, the Psynex entity doesn't normally interrupt the flow of magic on the nexus that it's attached to. Unless it did, a ley line walker wouldn't know anything's amiss.
Okay, that's fair. I kind of assumed it would, but okay.
Yeah. Because it is mostly a psionic entity, and ley line walkers don't do that. That's not their bag. And the area is continuously in a dense fog, not Twilight 2000 dense fog, actual dense fog where you walk in, oh, I can see my hand, and now I can't. But psionics can still see the outline of the skyline of the city through the fog and can go the right direction. Now, there's psi warriors patrolling the fog at all times, and they are immune to the fog. They can see you and you can't see them. That's their defense. That's their first line of defense. Even if you're psionic and you're walking directly toward the city, they can ambush you and tell you, no, get the hell out, or just kill you if they don't want you there. It's almost like automatic surprise. Yeah, it's going to happen. Once you're inside the city, then everything becomes physical because you also made that half transition to astral space. Now you are in the same type of existence as the city and everyone in it. So this Psynex entity has given the people of the city of Psyscape immense protection from the dangers of the awakened Earth.
And you tell me there's not another shoe that's going to drop in that?
From astral space, it's much less protected. So if you can astrally project to Psyscape a lot easier than walking to it. You can attack it from astral space much easier than you can from Earth. So the majority of their defenses are astral defenses and not Earth defenses, because the only way to attack the city is to already get in it from Earth. But you can attack the city far away from astral space and be fine. So that's where all their defenses are. So it's protected from Earth, but not from basically everywhere else. Just Earth. Now, what do they have? And what did the entity give them? Well, this is what the entity gave the people of Psyscape. Since they are half in astral space can be manipulated by willpower, by the mind's eye. So the entity gave the people the ability to build their city however they wanted to envision it. And they envision it like freaking Camelot. I mean, that's exactly what Psyscape is. It's the Rift's equivalent to Camelot. It is a place that is absolutely beautiful, absolutely pristine, absolute law, absolute order, absolute goodness, absolute compassion. All those things exist here because the people here built it that way in their minds, and because they're half in astral space, it became reality for them. So it is the most beautiful place not on Earth that you could possibly imagine as a human being or a sentient DB being. Absolutely fantastic looking and feeling. That's what that's what the Psyscape is. Now, in my next video, I'm going to talk about all the new OCCs and r.c.c.s that come about because of Psyscape's existence. We're going to talk about the Psy Warrior, which is usually an r.c.c. that only people born and trained in the city can have, because it's, that's where it was invented. And people who make it to Psyscape, do not leave if they don't have to, because, like I said, it's Camelot. It's absolutely wonderful and safe and protected, and you feel loved. Why would you leave and go back to the hell that is Earth? You wouldn't want to, man. You want to stay.
This book seems incomplete.
Why is that?
There's got to be some. This can't be a perfect place to be. If it is,
I know, right? I'm reading this entire book. I'm waiting for the shoe to drop. I'm waiting for the big bad to come out. It doesn't happen. This Camelot is real. The Psynex entity is, well, I'm not going to say a good guy. I'm going to say a benevolent father who's a little aloof. Maybe. Something like that. All right. But in the next
Kevin
video,
to make Psyscape 2 The Reckoning.
Yeah, The Reckoning, they can do that. But in the next video, we're going to talk about all of the OCCs and r.c.c.s that come from Psyscape or exist because of this city. I'm just going to say this city. So that's all for this.
Okay. Talk about the shifters in this book. Is that going to be one of the r.c.c.s you talk about?
No, of course not. I told you in the beginning. I'm sorry. I mean, maybe I didn't do it for the video, but I'm only going to talk about things that are exclusive to this book. There's a lot of reprints in this book. Mind bleeders, mind melters, bursters, stuff like that. They're also r.c.c.s that are in this book, but they're reprints. It's not new. Same thing with the shifter. It's a reprint if it's in this book. So I'm not going to talk about it.
Talking about shifter, where are you with the shifter questions?
Oh, God damn it. I keep forgetting about it.
We talk about the Zapper OCC.
Zapper? No.
Oh, okay.
What?
Is that not in this book? I don't know.
I didn't even see that. I didn't see that in this book.
Maybe he's trolling. I don't know. That's why I asked it. I don't know what it is. So.
I don't know.
And then Synex can also rift a Psyscape totally to the astral plane in case of danger.
Sure, it hasn't yet, and the book doesn't say what kind of repercussions that would be. What if the entity can't remake the physical link? Then it's just floating in astral space, completely separated from the Earth. Oops, my bad. That would suck.
I don't know. It needs something. I'm kind of bored right now. Going, oh yay, it's happy go lucky psychic place.
I know.
Okay.
I know.
Like, subscribe, share. That's the quick background of this. If you want more, because he's already said he's going to cover the r.c.c.s, well, the new r.c.c.s in this one, and then at some point, I think he's going to talk about the one danger of stubbing your toe or some crap over here.
That'd be the third video. Is going to be the dangers because of Psyscape, or that Psyscape is actively fighting against.
There you go. That will be in third video. But if you want more, if you want the Federation of Magic, if you want those shifters or whatever else is in this book, he said the book is really dense, send him a message, say more Psyscape, or tell us what other book you want us to cover.